Okay, so the first thing you should be thinking of in this position, starting position, is how do you get needles. So you should be looking for pretty much just a clean needle charge. Like when you drop down, immediately start charging needles. Because at 0% against icy, you don't really want to try and engage them that much. I mean, if you're fighting them with spaced fairs or bears, then you're pretty fine. But you don't really want to be looking for an engagement against them. You want to wait for them to come to you. So I think that's something I noticed a lot. You pretty much didn't use shield drop aerials at all. You didn't really use runoff aerials at all. And you didn't really engage from the platforms. Like, that needle charge is good. But so it's also really important if you're playing this matchup to have really fine control of your short hops. So that should have been landing on the platform. So you needle on the platform lands, and then you have a runoff air available to you if you hit that needle. So that's definitely one thing to adjust. Kind of practice these needles, practice your landing on needles. Like landing on platforms with needles, definitely practice that. Make sure you have it super fluid, super buttery. And you don't really want to be F-tilting the ICs when they're at 0% just because the crouch cancel grab is so good and so dangerous. And they also, every character gets to pressure you for free if they shield the F-tilt. So that's another reason to be really careful, especially at these early percents where F-tilt's not going to lead to anything anyways. It's just pretty much like you're doing a high risk move with pretty much low reward, like very high risk, low reward move. So just be really careful about F-tilting the ICs when you're at low percents. That's definitely one thing I want to see changed. And it looks like you didn't have. Okay, no, you wave dashed after the F-tilt. So the wave dash is going to be slower as a general rule than just dashing back. Oh, it was a jab down smash, okay. And it looks like, okay, these runoff needles are not good. I don't want to see you doing these runoff needles. I want to see these as bears. I want to see these as bears or fairs. I don't want to see you going for these cuter angles. I don't want to see like cute angles. I want brutally efficient needles. So like this should almost always be a runoff spaced bear. Or even a runoff fast fall nair. That'd be really good here. But as is, you get grabbed for it. And ICs missed their follow-up. Okay, see, like this kind of stuff is really dangerous against ICs. You can't just drop into them like this, especially when they're right under you. Because when they're... So ICs most of the time are going to be looking... They're going to be looking for this spacing. So ICs are looking to get under you with a wave dash and then pressure you from below. That's all they're looking to do, because if they get under you like this, and they can also just crouch cancel whatever you shield drop aerial you do, they can just grab that for free. So it's really important when you're playing Sheik against really any character to be very careful about letting them get below you like this. And that's why you really got to have your platform movement on lock, because if they get under you like this, you need to be able to reposition and like go around, and so that you can actually throw them safely with the shield drop aerial. Because if you're shielding right here and they're below you, if they're directly below you, then you can't really do anything to them. Like your only option is pretty much fast fall and nair, but that's going to be hard to execute, and you generally don't want to be aerialing from directly on top of the ICs. So that's like, I really don't like this aerial or this shield drop, because you could have now it looks like you tried to slap. You tried to slap a needle or something, but it didn't work out. So you get away from the ICs. And right here you have a bear available on Nana. You have a bear available on Nana, which you could have taken. In general, when you have ICs in this position, this is one of the better positions you can have with them in the corner, you on top of the shield, on top of the platform, because you're able to threaten shield drop aerials from this position, and you're also able to charge needles pretty safely. You're even able, if you really want to, you can also just go around to the other side of the stage, or even get down on the ground and start fighting them with short hop aerials. I didn't see you short hop aerial pretty much at all this set. That's one thing I definitely want to see changed against ICs, because your aerials are pretty much your strongest way of fighting them on the ground, and they're also your strongest way of fighting them from the platforms. Because ICs are actually really bad at the shield. They're really bad at handling shield pressure. So Sheik's fair pressure, like Sheik's fair and bear pressure, is actually really good against the ICs. And then, like, once you hit their shield once, you can pretty much just hit it again, because ICs have to read you in order to anti-air you, because their only ways of contesting that space are like up smash and F smash. So they need to make a hard call out on you. They need to make a hard call out on where you're going to land, or like the timing of your shield pressure, and also like where you're going to land with your when you land out of your shield pressure. So be super duper careful about fighting them. But if you do get a stray aerial on their shield, then you can just kind of continue pressuring them with aerials on shield, try and make them back up. So I mean that jump was fine. I think it wasn't great, but it was fine. And then I guess you mess up a shield drop. So that's one thing I really want to see you improve. I want to see you butter up that platform movement. And up here, movement. And be able to shield drop area on command. More shield drop. Center. I want to see you fight ICs less when space them out with aerials and things. So that was good. That sequence right there, that was good. That's exactly what you want to be doing against ICs. So you see them at far range, so you jump up to the platform, charge needles, good. You see them under you, so you jump over to the side and fight them with your spaced bear. I would want to see you, when you land right here, I would want to see you jump again, so you can continue pressuring the ice climbers. Because they're shielding, they're scared, and then you let them wave dash forward. You give them center, basically. This could be a shield drop fair, that's why IC is shielded. Okay, be really careful. When ICs get under you like this, be super duper careful about jumping again. Because every ICs, like, the ICs are able to pressure shoot when they get directly under her, because they're able to pressure her with a full hop up air. So whenever they get directly under you have to be really careful about ever jumping again. So what we could have done there was like we dash back shield, just shield in place. You could have shield drop fared too, that would have worked. But be really careful about jumping when they're directly under you. That's one of the main ways they get their damage. That's one of the main ways they are able to actually be aggressive against most characters, just being directly under them. And again you let the IC to get directly under you. and you take a really risky jump. Sure, I can email you. Upper range. What was this? I guess these needles are fine. Okay, what is this? You gotta combo ices off this. You have to. You have to be able to convert your hits to damage on them. Don't wave dash back. Keep pressuring them. And if you're gonna be aggressive here, you should be doing it with your aerials. So that's definitely another thing. ICs. And again, so this right here is a good opportunity to down smash. Where you F tilted right here. Because you want to down smash when you can hit both ice climbers with it, so exactly like this. Yeah, standard stuff. It's really important that you have your... Okay, in general, you gotta clean up your movement. Also clean up your movement. So, when you have ices under you like this, it's really important that you, again, that's when I hammer in the point that you gotta be more aggressive with your runoff aerials. You gotta be more aggressive with finding bears and fairs in general. That was kind of a big problem area for you in this set. You pretty much never challenged the ices. When the ices got below, you pretty much never challenged them directly with an aerial. You pretty much always just like kind of tried to jump around them with some sort of stuff like this. And if you look at right here, you could have even pressured them with short hop bear from this full hop, or from this short hop, I guess. No, from this full hop. This is standard stuff. So the big thing I'm noticing that I want to see you take advantage of is being at an angle to the ICs. If you ever find yourself at an angle to the ICs, you want to push that, like right there. You want to take advantage of by with short hop needles and all that stuff. And you don't want to do this fair. I mean this nair. If you're gonna poke ICs there, you do it with rising bear, not a nair edge shield, or not a rising nair. There you go. So that's exactly the kind of stuff I want to see you do more. But it looks like you messed up the runoff fair. Well, actually, you were just slow with it. You were slow, and you did the fair a little bit high on shield. I don't think you had a frame perfect dash either. But those aerials have to be lower on shield. And I don't think you were frame perfect on doing the aerial, like doing the runoff after the needle either. Looks like, yeah, it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if you're frame perfect or not. I really want to see you short hop aerial a lot more when you're fighting the ICs on the ground. But you gotta be careful about landing near them. If you're landing into that threat range I was talking about, you gotta be pretty much expecting them to try and hit you. So look at what ICs were forced to do to try and cover that shield drop. They were forced to up smash as a read. So they're forced to call you out instead of react. So remember, in this position, what you should be trying to do when you see ICs like this is just, I guess that aerial is fine. Short hop forward fair is one of the better ways of contesting them in that space. Okay. I'm just gonna watch this one, because I'm expecting it to be more of the same. Okay, so you're doing it a little bit better. That should be a fair. You really gotta work on your shoulder drop aerials. Okay. Yeah, more shoulder drop aerials, more off aerials. Less full hop. and you full hopped. So you were dealing with that effectively with these needles, but then you just let them get directly under you again, and they just sharked you easy with the full hop fair, full jump fair. Full jump hop fair. So I like the new direction you're going. Although remember you gotta hit both ice climbers with down smash if you ever down smash. How'd you get grabbed? Oh, okay, I see. So you hit only Nana, you get grabbed for it. Nana's at a pretty high percent though, I will point out. Good stuff. Okay, so you're looking better this this game. Can't be doing that. You gotta be really careful with dash attack at these low percents. It's pretty much never good. I mean, I would rather see you fair again. I would rather see short hop aerial instead of these dash attacks. Definitely use less full hop when you're on the platform. That was a really dangerous one. You really gotta work on grinding out your shield drop aerials. Oh, kind of slick handoffs by this high seas. And it's really important, you gotta be careful about throwing out moves in this spot. Like if you have ices right here, I would just go up to the platform needle, honestly. Because needles are gonna be your best way of getting damage in building these low percents, just because pretty much none of your grounded moves are safe unless they're an aerial. Like none of your grounded moves are safe on hit or on shield. And your aerials don't lead to a ton. Like you can maybe get an F tilt off an aerial, but that's about it. So your most reliable ways of actually hitting them are going to be definitely don't like needling from platforms. Definitely doing run off aerials from platforms. So that's a big thing. Big thing. Be careful about using your grounded moves. Be careful about hitting ices with tilts. It generally does not work out in your favor. Yeah. Okay, and again, you jump when ices were in a position, like you jump when ices are able to get directly under you, and that's why I got hit there. And you fell on top of ices. And at this point, they're just calling you out really hard. No, don't do it. You gotta be more careful about landing on top of ices. And you gotta be more efficient with killing Nana. How'd you get grabbed? Again, you landed right on top of ices and they're able to grab you. You gotta be a lot more careful. I think again, you land directly on top of ices and get punished for it. Okay. Again, you full hop, like when ICs are below you and you get punished for it. You gotta be a lot more careful with your full hops when ICs are in a position to get below you. And these aerials are fine. Like, these aerials are totally fine. If anything, you're taking a little bit too much time to set them up. Were you able to dash back? You should have been able to dash back. Oh, you hit the top of their shield. That's why. Yeah, that'd be why, because you hit the top of their shield and you didn't get that tight timing. Okay. I'm gonna see if I have any ISU sets in this playlist. I have a Borp set. This one? No! Okay, I'm gonna watch this. So notice how Laudanus is not letting the ICs get directly under him whenever he sees them coming forward. Actually, I guess that wasn't full hop, but if you look at ICs weren't necessarily directly under him, and he could have faded back with the drift to avoid getting hit. And notice how he's trying to fight ICs on the ground with these aerials. Not the best example of the... Well, Laudanus is kind of losing right now, but it said he wins. So it should have some relevant stuff in it. And I'd recommend looking at this set and analyzing it. And when the ICs are at 0, Laudanus is totally fine just sitting there needling, building percent that way. Again, when he has invincibility, just needles, charges needles. ICs are at 0, he's just needling. When ICs manage to, like, when ICs reach a position where they can threaten getting below him, he immediately drops down from the platform. So they don't get to get that position below him. So they aren't able to get it. Laudanus is also just brutally efficient with killing Nana. And against Sopo, he just takes advantage of Ice Climbers having to not really being too good at actually like dash dancing and playing neutral because they have to throw out moves. And again, Ladanda sees that Ices are going to be able to get below him, so he dropped through with the shield air drop aerial. Anytime Ladandas thinks they're going to try and get below him, he just shield drop aerials. Crossing Ices up is also really good. That's something that Ladandas does to great effect in this set. I think he wins this game. I'm pretty sure. So again, Ladandas tries to go around that threat range, that area that Ices are able to threaten with their up airs. And when he's able to, he just goes for the shoulder drop fairs. He's just so efficient at killing Nana. It's really important for this matchup. And that's game one. So I'm gonna cut the recording there.